Warning, this contains spoilers for the very last episodes of Cobra Kai. Welcome to ScreenRant's explainer video for the ending of Cobra Kai Season 6. Johnny has long embraced the balance between Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do, but only in the final fight does he really put this into practice. For the first time, Johnny chooses not to strike first. Yet after skipping the first tenet of Cobra Kai, Johnny then applies Miyagi-Do to strike hard, and with no mercy. The result is Johnny defeating Sensei Wolf, the most dangerous enemy he's ever faced, and finally reclaiming Cobra Kai. Indeed, Season 6 ends with a practical display of everything Johnny learned throughout the series. But that's just the cherry on top. Johnny's son, Robby, isn't just the most adaptable student that Miyagi-Do has produced. Perhaps more impressively, Robby also accepted not fighting as the solution before Sam or even Daniel did. In short, even from such a young age, Robby clearly has the makings of a sensei. Combined with Miguel and Tory winning the Sekai Taikai with Johnny's guidance, Johnny has proven himself not just a sensei, but as a dad. Yet while the last episodes of Season 6 leaned into Cobra Kai's roots, it's also about new beginnings. Final fights were awesome, but really the real victories this season happen off the Sekai Taikai's red mats. Most importantly, Daniel and Johnny are applying everything they learned from each other by combining dojos, and this not only ensures the legacy of both karate styles, but also protects the Valley's kids from abusive senseis in the future. Mr. Miyagi himself could not have imagined a better ending for the former bitter rivals. It's also clear that Johnny, Carmen, and their new baby Laura, named after Johnny's mom, have a bright future ahead of them, and the same can be said of the young couples Miguel and Sam and Robby and Tory. Chosen and Sensei Kim even get a chance at love again. Moreover, Hawk and Dimitri are going to the same school, and even the Iron Dragons get what they deserve. Axel finally rejects Sensei Wolf, and Zara's arrogance catches up to her in the end.
Welcome to the Valley, bitch.
So it's safe to say that the kids are all right. At long last, Cobra Kai reaches the thesis of its core themes. Through time and great effort, even deeply ingrained intergenerational trauma can begin to be healed. Speaking of passing on trauma, none of this would have happened without the main antagonist of the show, John Kreese. While Sensei Kim kills her own grandfather to claim their family dojo, her last act of mercy for Kreese sends him on the path to redemption.
I'm so sorry, son.
As Kreese owns up to his mistakes, he inadvertently sends Cobra Kai on the road to victory. Ironically, by accepting that he was the worst possible karate teacher, Kreese finally becomes the sensei that Johnny and the kids needed in the Sekai Taikai. Notably, Kreese also died stopping Silver from kidnapping Johnny's family. In the grudge match to end all grudge matches, Kreese steals the show by killing himself and Silver, giving the two most dangerous Cobra Kai senseis the explosive ending they deserve. After inspiring Kim Da-eun to be the best sensei she can be, Kreese then enabled Johnny and Cobra Kai to rise to glory, securing an epic legacy from east to west. John Kreese may have gained wisdom too late in his bitter life, but in the end, his actions even honored the memory of his fallen student Kwon Jae-sung. That said, Kreese isn't the only OG Karate Kid sensei who gets a redemption story, beginning with Amanda receiving a necklace from her grandma. Originally a gift from Mister Miyagi, Daniel finally finds out the truth about his sensei and father figure. The person that Miyagi beat up in 1947 was a former guard at a Japanese internment camp who had stolen the necklace from Miyagi's wife. So whether it's true that Miyagi has taken his share of lives in the past, it's clear that his sense of justice was always in the right place. Moreover, this low-key proves that, if the situation calls for it, Miyagi himself didn't hesitate to strike first, hard, and with no mercy. And by defending Daniel during his nightmare, Miyagi forces his student to recall his most crucial lesson, the wisdom of avoiding violence.
Fighting always last answer to problem.
It is also through Miyagi's lessons that Daniel helps Johnny reclaim his confidence. There's also something to be said about how cleverly Cobra Kai brought Miyagi back. By setting Miyagi's return at nighttime, in CGI-compatible lighting, the show recreated Pat Morita's visage without crossing over into the uncanny valley. Indeed, the Cobra Kai Season 6 finale did a bang-up job of wrapping everything up neatly. Even the valley reclaims its place as a global destination for the art of karate. But wait, what was that tease in the last scenes? Does that actually have anything to do with the future of the Cobra Kai Miyagi verse franchise? Short answer is no. That scene was just a playful reference to Back to the Future. The The guys talking business over sushi are actually John Hurwitz and Josh Heald, two of the 3 creators of Cobra Kai, and they were talking about Tom Wilson, Leah Thompson, Crispin Glover, Billy Zane, and Michael J. Fox, the cast of the 1985 film Back to the Future. So does this mean that the Cobra Kai creators are working on a Back to the Future remake or sequel? Nope. Speaking with Den of Geek in an interview, Josh Heald made it clear that they were just playing around. We're having a little meta moment. In this universe of the show, there's no such thing as a movie called The Karate Kid, so these guys can't talk about, hey, wouldn't it be great to go revisit that? But Back to the Future does exist. So there you have it. That was just Cobra Kai paying tribute to a movie that, just like the original Karate Kid, shaped the cultural landscape of the 80s. Moreover, while series creator Hayden Schlossberg already cameoed as Silver's lawyer in Season 6, Part 2, Part 3 was the last chance for Hurwitz and Heald to do their own cameos as well. With all that being covered, there's just one big question that remains. So what's really in store for the future of the franchise? Back in December 2024, Hurwitz already answered whether there will be a spin-off for any characters in the future. Replying to the query on X, Hurwitz said, "I hope so, actively working on it." And much more recently, Schlossberg told ScreenRant something similarly affirmative. Well, we can't say anything official about any Cobra Kai spin-offs. All that we can say officially is that we've been talking about non-stop and working behind the scenes on multiple different possibilities. But we will have to wait for that official announcement. We're hopeful that we can continue working in this universe. It's been so fun. And indeed, while Johnny and Daniel's story has come to a definitive conclusion, Season 6 ended with much potential for follow-up stories. Most notably, Robby and Tory are now sponsored athletes and brand ambassadors. And while these are highly promising careers, corporate sponsorship comes with its own complications. It would be interesting seeing these two applying their street smarts in a world that's even more competitive than the Sekai Taikai. Apart from battling other martial artists in tournaments around the world, Robby and Tory would have to duel their own egos on the road to international stardom. Another great spin-off idea would be to follow Hawk and Dimitri, who notably went off to Caltech for college. In a place where fights are settled with brains, these Cobra Kai vets could find their knowledge of karate useless until they need to defend some fellow nerds from bullies. And let's not forget the spin-off everyone wants to see, a prequel about Mister Miyagi's life before the Karate Kid. Before he cemented the principles that would come to lead and inspire Johnny and Daniel, Miyagi walked a long and bumpy road to achieve true wisdom, and his largely unknown backstory would make for the perfect follow-up to the last episodes of Cobra Kai. Whatever Netflix settles on, the Cobra Kai Season 6 ending laid more than enough groundwork for future spin-offs. Following the highly positive reception for Season 6 Part 3, Netflix is bound to capitalize on the popularity of the franchise. But what do you think? Which characters do you want to see starring in their own spin-offs of Cobra Kai? Did we miss any crucial points or insights from the ending of Season 6? Tell us your thoughts in the comments and keep watching ScreenRant.